It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. This is a quote from a smart guy. Would you believe me if I told you that trust is the glue that holds relationships together? Because of this, trust is very crucial, regardless of whether you are together with friends, lovers, family, or even someone you are just beginning to get to know. The video that we are going to see today is going to take a comprehensive look at relationships and examine 9 distinct sorts of individuals. It could be nerve-wracking to place your faith in another person. Now, I'm not here to make things more difficult than they already are. As an alternative, we need to dissect it by paying close attention to the characteristics of these individuals. The things that they say and the things that they do will be examined in order to acquire a thorough understanding of who they are. Is it important to know this? The reason for this is that faith is a precious asset, and we must exercise caution when it comes to investing our money. I'll walk you through each one and explain why you may not want to put all of your faith in some individuals or organizations. There may be occasions when certain behaviors cause you to feel uneasy, and you should give some thought to whether or not the individual in question is really someone you would want to have as a friend or partner. Evidently, when I use the phrase "not respecting," I do not want to disrespect or do harm to another person. The Stoics, on the other hand, advise us to recognize when it is appropriate to avoid the company of those whose negative conduct does not contribute to your well-being or do you damage in any manner. In order to determine when it is most prudent to avoid a situation, let's discuss the various degrees of trust that exist. Let us take a look at the first character on our list, which is the person who is capable of deception. Trusting and adoring individuals like them is something that should be avoided by everyone. Here is why. It is extremely essential to maintain good relationships and to safeguard your mental health. Because they are constantly looking out for themselves, even if it means harming other people, manipulators are simple to recognize because they are always looking out for themselves. Deception, psychological games, and taking advantage of people's feelings are some of the manipulative methods that they use in order to achieve their goals and acquire what they want. When you are working with manipulators, you need to exercise caution since they might move stealthily, making it difficult to recognize them immediately away. It is possible for this conduct to manifest itself in a variety of contexts, including personal relationships and professional settings. In the event that you put your faith in these individuals, they may deceive you, cause you emotional distress, or betray your trust. Therefore, what are some ways that you might protect yourself against those who are so skilled at influencing you? Looking for indications of influence is the first stage in the process. You should be on the lookout for not being honest, behaving in ways that are unexpected, and always having the sensation that you are being controlled. Clearly defining boundaries is of utmost significance. You should not be afraid to speak out and tell someone that they are attempting to manipulate you because it makes you feel horrible. However, there are situations in which it could be more beneficial to refrain from engaging, particularly if the deception continues. Recognizing whether a relationship is unhealthy for you and taking measures to protect your mental health are both essential components of doing what is right for your ethics. It is possible that this may need you to seek out mental help and cut off relationships with individuals who are dishonest. Individuals that are attempting to deceive you should not be trusted or respected, since this is an essential component of self-defense. It is possible to improve the quality of your relationships and make them feel more genuine by recognizing the symptoms of influence, establishing boundaries, and prioritizing your own health. There is a way to safeguard oneself and cultivate genuine connections via this approach. We are going to discuss about someone who never fails to have anything negative to say. If you are interested in gaining knowledge about human connections, you should observe those who take pleasure in making negative statements about other individuals. It does not shed a light on the person who is being criticized. Rather, it shines a stronger light on the person who is speaking, much like a spotlight on the story. Let us get to the bottom of this matter, shall we? It is essential to have the ability to recognize when it is appropriate to move away from those who behave in such a manner. This is analogous to discovering a gap in a dense forest where positive connections may flourish. On the other hand, there is more to this tale than that. It is quite possible that those who like spreading rumors, much like troublemakers in an old town, will continue to do so even after you are removed from the situation. A prudent course of action would be to avoid these individuals, just as a sailor would avoid high seas. People who engage in gossip, rumors, and negative ideas about other people are not characterized by any positive qualities. As they navigate the intricate dance of relationships, they take advantage of the errors made by others in order to advance. This video has the potential to give you the impression that you are being observed very carefully as the plot progresses. This is a joke, right? Consider those who devote a significant amount of their time to evaluating and discussing the actions and behaviors of other individuals. The heroes who are occupied with things that are helpful are not these people. Not at all. They are not preoccupied with significant job, personal troubles, or financial concerns at the moment. On the contrary, they are like clowns who say meaningless things about other people in order to conceal the reality that they are sad and bored for themselves. Consequently, my friend, I want you to exercise caution while you read this narrative. It is important to exercise caution when it comes to sharing your life with others who do not respect or care about you. People who are quick to criticize others might also be fast to praise you. This is because they are already eager to criticize others. The purpose of our narrative is to impart this knowledge. Carefully choose your companions in the grand narrative that is your life. Let's take a look at the third character in our tale. We'll call them the nice face. The individual who seems to be willing to assist anybody at any time, in any location, and while wearing a grin on their face at all times. At first look, the individual in issue can seem to be kind and well-liked, but you need exercise caution. Although they could give off the impression of being friendly and outgoing, you should exercise caution before placing your faith in them. You may be wondering why. If someone is continually trying to make everyone happy and maintain a nice image, it is possible that they are more concerned with maintaining their own renown than they are with developing genuine relationships with other people. They can consider you to be nothing more than a face among the throng, a number that is used to attract and maintain their attention. Individuals who behave in this manner often give the impression of living in a world of lies because they need attention and the company of other people at all times. As a result of this, you want to exercise caution, since someone who is too extroverted and renowned may soon replace you in their social circle. As we make progress in our understanding of this individual, it is important to bear in mind that appearances may be deceiving and that a kind grin does not necessarily convey what a person really desires. The next person on our tour is the one who gives the impression that they are either listening or talking. Let us now take a look at this figure. Have you ever had a chat with someone who tried to keep the conversation going by just repeating phrases like, "I understand," or "that's true," without really offering anything to the topic being had? Not only does this seem fairly uninteresting, but it is also impolite. When someone listens to what you are saying, but when it is your time to speak, either pretends to listen, looks at their phone, or agrees without truly wanting to communicate, the situation becomes much more difficult. Thinking that the other person would listen to what you have to say seems sensible. In the event that the individual you are conversing with does not seem interested in what you are saying or continues to stare at their phone, which is an obvious indication that they are not paying attention, it is acceptable to consider terminating the conversation. There is no need to continue talking to someone who does not seem to be listening to what you have to say or who does not appear to care about what you have to say. Additionally, it feels as if you are talking to yourself. It is important to keep in mind that you do not have to spend time with someone who does not care about what you have to say. You should not be scared to interrupt the individual or even to indicate that you want to exit the conversation. A person who does not care about what you have to say and would rather appear to pay attention while staring at their phone is not someone who should be respected. When it comes to in-depth conversations, it is a matter of how much you value your own time and words. Let's take a look at the fifth character in our tale, the one who does not feel sympathy for the other person, an individual who is more prone to deceive or do harm to other people in order to achieve their goals. Because they are unable to empathize with other people or comprehend how they are feeling, these individuals are less dependable than others. One of the most natural ways to prevent oneself from engaging in harmful behavior is to be able to see the suffering that your actions may bring to other people. Sensitive persons would not want to bring harm to other people since they are familiar of the impact that their actions have on other people. Having said that, if a person is all right with harming other people, it is often an indication that they do not care about other people, which makes them less trustworthy. When it comes to claiming credit for their actions, these individuals are prone to avoid doing so. People that are not trustworthy often just care about themselves and do not consider the consequences of their actions for other people when they conduct themselves in an untrustworthy manner. Therefore, it is evident that those who are unable to comprehend the concept of sensitivity could not be the most reliable or trustworthy companions. Due to the fact that they are unable to consider how their activities may impact other people, they may engage in harmful behaviors. It is essential to use caution while interacting with individuals of this kind and to place one's faith in only those individuals who have a genuine comprehension of the impact that their actions have on others in their immediate vicinity. Now that we have your attention, let's speak about the sixth character in our story, the person who never fails to irritate you because they are quite certain that they are correct. It is natural to be upset with someone when things are going poorly. However, things take a step in a different direction when the anger persists, even when things are going well. The implication of this is that they may be subtly aggravating you, providing you with ideas that are perplexing and skillfully making you question their own abilities. Keep in mind that this mental and emotional game is played slowly and discreetly, which makes it difficult to completely comprehend the movements that they are attempting to make on you. Therefore, you should exercise extreme caution. It's possible that some of these individuals are participating in this game just for the purpose of inciting rage in other individuals. As a result, it is essential to pay great attention to these games and tactics that are very little, since it is simple to overlook them. When someone is able to consistently provoke anger in you, it indicates that they are making fun of you via their words and actions in a manner that you may not even realize. Always keep these intricate aspects in mind and be prepared to deal with them when they show up. In the event that an individual is consistently experiencing difficulties, they are aware of the fact that they are being subtly persuaded and pushed, and they take measures to safeguard their mental health. Being aware of these subtle ways may sometimes be the greatest protection, and it provides you the capacity to maneuver through these tricky social circumstances with clarity and strength, and offers you the ability to defend yourself. Now that we have everything out of the way, let's speak about the seventh character in our story, the one who is always troubled, who lives in a world that is fraught with conflict, and who asserts that life is a task that comes with new obstacles every day. I find it fascinating that they never seem to be content with anything, yet they do nothing to alter the situation. The individual in question seems to be constantly complaining to everyone, pointing out their never-ending difficulties and behaving as if they have no concept what is going on in their immediate environment. Make sure you use extreme caution whenever you are dealing with this persona. If a person continues to experience the same issues, it is not only a coincidence or indication that they are the target of a worldwide conspiracy against them. The individual is responsible for making things worse the majority of the time by selecting the incorrect course of action and repeating the same errors over and over again without gaining any knowledge from them. It's possible that you'll find yourself dealing with their problems if you spend time with someone like them. In addition to this, they can have difficulty managing their emotions, which would make the situation much more challenging. In light of this, it is recommended that a certain degree of suspicion be maintained while interacting with this individual. In the event that you are compelled to assist another individual despite the fact that their narrative is fraught with difficulties, you must be aware that their problems have the potential to become your own. It is important to keep in mind that individuals who seem to attract troubles and turmoil are most likely already experiencing actual challenges in their own life. It is reasonable to assume that you would not want such issues to spread to you. What we have to cope with in our lives is already more than enough. It would be prudent to use caution while interacting with this individual. When it comes to the intricate ballet that is life, there are times when the most effective course of action is to take a step back and prioritize your own health. Now that we have that out of the way, let's speak about the 8th character in our story. The person who tells you that they appreciate you, but simultaneously spreads destructive falsehoods about you and other people behind your back instead. In the event that someone tells you tales that are harmful to you, you should be prepared for others to begin talking about you via these individuals. They have a peculiar disposition that allows them to shift from smiling and conversing with you to speaking negative things about you to everyone in a short amount of time. Should you see this activity, you need to give serious consideration to terminating the connection as soon as possible. Any connection requires honesty and ethics, and being around individuals who lie may be harmful and painful. Being honest and having ethics are crucial in any relationship. As soon as you discover this personality lie, the first thing you should do is safeguard your tranquility and keep your health in good condition. It is possible that maintaining your distance from someone is the best course of action if you want to prevent negative things from occurring in your life. Now, let's speak about the 9th character in our tale, which is the individual who does damage. These are the types of individuals you should avoid placing your faith in, and here is why. It is of utmost importance to maintain emotional health and to have healthy connections, and negative individuals may be detrimental to both of these things. The ability to spread negative energy, bring down one's self-esteem, and create an uncomfortable environment is one of their many strengths. These unwholesome characteristics may manifest themselves in a variety of ways, including constantly criticizing other people, taking advantage of their sentiments, or behaving in an impolite manner. The presence of toxic individuals often results in the creation of a negative atmosphere that is detrimental to both happiness and productivity. Their negative attitude has the potential to extend to other individuals and have an effect on them. You must be aware of these potentially harmful elements and avoid interacting with them if you want to maintain the health of your relationships. Due to the fact that they have a tendency to make you feel horrible about yourself, toxic people have the potential to bring down your self-esteem. In order to respect yourself, you need to be able to recognize potentially harmful individuals, establish boundaries, and prioritize your mental health. When someone is behaving in a manner that is hurtful to you, it is of the utmost importance to speak out and express how you feel. However, in order to safeguard your mental well-being, you will need to take some time away from the negative situation if it continues to persist. It turns into a type of mental self-defense designed to prevent one from trusting and respecting potentially harmful individuals. By acknowledging destructive patterns of behavior, establishing boundaries, and cultivating good relationships, it is possible to establish a healthy environment and form connections that are both useful and advantageous. Creating an environment that promotes pleasure and well-being in the midst of complex relationships is the most important thing to focus on. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section if you believe that we failed to find any other kind of individual throughout our search. In the event that you have experienced any of the personality types that were discussed in the film, you are also welcome to share your own experience in the comments section. We really hope that this post was helpful.